Take a moment and ask yourself, what do I really know about the Constitution? It's important to understand the difference in the varying jurisdictions, constitutional versus administrative law jurisdiction, due to the separation of powers doctrine when studying the articles of the Constitution. This brings us to the indenture of trust as described and outlined in the Constitution for the United States of America, 1789. Article 1. This article establishes the bicameral Congress, consisting of the Senate and the House of Representatives. It outlines the powers, responsibilities, and limitations of Congress, including its authority to levy taxes, regulate commerce, declare war, and make laws necessary and proper for carrying out its duties. The purpose here is to create a representative body accountable to the people, entrusted with the power to legislate in accordance with the principles of natural law, including the protection of individual rights and freedoms. Article 2 establishes the presidency, detailing the qualifications, powers, and duties of the president. It outlines the president's role as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, the chief diplomat, and the chief executive officer of the federal government. The purpose is to provide for the effective administration of the laws passed by Congress, while also ensuring a system of checks and balances to prevent the abuse of power and protect individual liberties. Article 3. This article establishes the federal judiciary, including the Supreme Court and lower federal courts. It defines the jurisdiction of the courts and outlines the powers of the judiciary, including the authority to interpret laws and adjudicate disputes. The purpose is to uphold the rule of law, ensure equal justice under the law, and safeguard individual rights by providing a mechanism for the resolution of legal conflicts in accordance with constitutional principles of natural law. This does not include lower inferior courts found in towns, cities, and counties, as they are administrative in their jurisdiction, not judicial. Article 4 addresses the relationship between the states and the federal government. It guarantees each state a republican form of government, ensures the recognition of each state's laws and judicial proceedings by other states, and provides for the admission of new states to the Union. The purpose is to preserve state sovereignty while promoting unity and cooperation among the states, thereby safeguarding the rights and liberties of both individuals and states. Article 5. This article outlines the process for amending the Constitution. It provides two methods for proposing amendments: by a two-thirds vote of both houses of Congress, or by a convention called for by two-thirds of the state legislatures. Amendments must then be ratified by three-fourths of the state legislatures or by conventions in three-fourths of the states. The purpose is to ensure the Constitution remains a living document that can adapt to changing circumstances and societal needs while preserving the core principles of liberty and justice. Article 6 establishes the Constitution as the supreme law of the land, binding on all states and federal officials. It also requires all state and federal officials to take an oath to support the Constitution. The purpose is to prevent conflicts between state and federal laws and to ensure the supremacy of the Constitution in protecting the fundamental rights and liberties of individuals. Article 7. Ratification. This culminating segment elucidates the procedure for affirming the Constitution. It clearly stipulates that the Constitution would become operative once given approval by conventions in 9 out of the 13 states. The aim of this is to corroborate the authenticity and power of the Constitution as the foundational document of the United States, built upon the principles of natural law and committed to safeguarding the prosperity of liberty for all its citizens. In this segment, we will discuss some tools that can help you gain a deeper comprehension of the U.S. Constitution. Reading the Constitution in conjunction with the Black's Law Dictionary can be remarkably enlightening. This dictionary will provide you with the denotative, true, lawful meaning of the words used in the Constitution. This is because legal language can sometimes be confusing or misleading for those not well versed in the field. Moreover, having a basic understanding of trust laws and structures and how they are constructed can also be beneficial. This knowledge can elucidate the legal mechanisms that underpin the Constitution and the way it governs. Such understanding can help you interpret the Constitution in a way that is more aligned with its original intent. So remember, a thorough reading of the Constitution is not just about the words on the page, but also about understanding the legal structures and principles that shape its interpretation and implementation. In our concluding segment, we will delve into the concept of the Constitution as a living document. a phrase that is often used but seldom understood in its entirety. The Constitution, as it stands, is not a static document but one that is dynamic and adaptable. Its jurisdiction, the area over which it has authority, is a subject that many need to be aware of. Much of the confusion surrounding the Constitution arises from the conflation of this jurisdiction with administrative law jurisdiction. This is what forms what we call quasi-jurisdiction, a state that often contradicts the separation of powers doctrine. This contradiction leads to a conflation of the laws of the Constitution with the statutes and codes of the administrative and legislative branch, causing a great deal of confusion and misunderstanding. The key to a better community, to a better understanding of our governance system, starts with untangling this conflation of law and jurisdiction. As citizens, it is essential for us to understand where we truly fit into this vast and complex system of governance. By doing so, we can navigate the intricacies of the Constitution with greater ease and contribute to its evolution in a more informed and effective manner. Remember, the Constitution is not just a document. It is a living testament to our rights, responsibilities, and the foundations of our society. It is only through a thorough understanding of its provisions, its interpretation, and its evolution that we can truly appreciate its value and uphold its principles.